Welcome to the Glenn Beck program. Some news of the day. After Obama was cheerleading and saying, give me an R, give me an E, revolution, he has now abandoned them. Hillary Clinton met in Paris with the G8 leaders on what to do about Libya. Hillary basically just sat there and nodded like a bobblehead doll. The Germans and Russians said, we don't want to get involved. Hillary nodded, yes, we're with you. Then the Brits and the French urged immediate action, and Hillary nodded, yes, we're with you. Here's how one diplomat described it. Quote, frankly, we're completely puzzled. We're wondering if this is a priority for the United States. Just a side note, did you miss last night's television program? If so, and you DVR'd it, watch it. You might understand what's going on in Libya just a little bit more. It's going to be a dire situation if France has to do something about it. Who thought that maybe they would have surrendered by now? We're sitting it out. No wonder Hillary Clinton is thinking about an exit plan. According to one of her insiders near Hillary Clinton, the president's indecision on Libya has pushed her over the edge. It's not good. Meanwhile, unrest is expanding here at home. The socialists, what a surprise, have now taken to the streets of Chicago at an immigration rally. This is now making the rounds on the internet. Oh, don't show that, please. Somebody missed one of the words on the banners that I just saw. Not good. They're ready for revolution, and they're ready for revolution now.
It's the North American front in this global class war.
Serious business of building a movement for revolution.
Right.
Fighting these injustices, as they're going on, but at the same time, like transforming people, for revolution.
It's not good. In Detroit, the Committee Against Utility Shutoffs has staged a protest. The committee is a branch of the Socialist Equality Party, and they are saying now utilities are also a social right. I'm not sure exactly how that works, because I mean, except for like the last 150 years, we didn't have any power at all. So how is that a universal right? The vice president and the president, Joe Biden. The president is still, please tell me it's still Obama, right? We don't want to make things worse. The president, then Vice President Joe Biden, and Labor Secretary Hilda Solis are all taking time to reach out to labor unions. You won't believe what Joe Biden had to say. We'll show you in a minute. In Wisconsin, a judge issued an order today to temporarily block the law that Governor Walker signed to curb collective bargaining. Oh, it's right. Meanwhile, oil prices crossed $103 a barrel, and the United Nations was authorizing the no-fly zone over Libya. Do you think they're connected? Hillary Clinton says we should question the safety of our nuclear energy over here, and Germany is signaling now that they want to get out of nuclear power altogether as well. Is that connected to the price of oil and the price of coal? Nuclear power provides 14% of the world's electricity. Yeah, let's just turn it off. You know what happens to the world energy prices without nuclear energy? What was it the president said? That the prices of energy will necessarily skyrocket. At the same time, the EPA is cracking down now on toxic air and mercury, which is the name of my company, and I actually thought there for a second they might be cracking down on mercury. We're still looking into that. Toxic air pollution now from mercury and coal and oil-fired power plants. So where we're making electricity with coal and with oil, they're now cracking down. Oh, and we want to get rid of nuclear energy. Cass Sunstein regulations at work. So let's get this straight. We have unrest in the Middle East. We have civil war possibly in Libya. We have all of the problems with our own regulation here. And we have oil workers that are striking in Oman, quote, for higher wages. Quoting, we are the least paid oil workers in the Gulf. We want to be paid the same as other countries. Who's leading this? Yeah, the unions. Yeah. Workers of the world unite. It's getting good, isn't it? The Chinese are now coming out with their adoration for Japan, which is strange because the Chinese have always been enemies of Japan and vice versa. They're not really getting along. In fact, just before the earthquake, is it that Chairman Mao all of a sudden went, you know what, guys, I got to come back from the dead just to tell you, we've been wrong. I believe the traditional allies in the world are switching places. A strange case of musical chairs. The axis of our Earth is changing, and so are the Ally and Axis powers, literally and figuratively. Tonight, I want to focus on Japan, but we're not going to focus on the economy side. The economic side is getting worse by the day. Honda announced it won't be reopening plants in Japan. Sony has put its plans to reopen on hold. Louisiana now, it's affecting us here, as we told you it would. GM is shutting a plant down in Louisiana because they can't get any parts from Japan. The worst part is we're not doing anything to get us on track. We as a people have to decide. We have to decide, and this is kind of the point of the show tonight, who are we? And what can we control? We know we can't control our government. We know that. We know that they're trying to control us. We can still try to hold their feet to the fire. But we can control one thing in life: us, our reactions, and how we behave. Do we behave like those in the streets and the Capitol buildings in Wisconsin and all over, like the SEIU thugs? Or do we react and act like we did on 8/28, like real Americans, standing shoulder to shoulder? Do we behave like the Japanese?